Yo, what up? We back with another edition of CT's RPT, Real Prison Talk with Wes. And actually right now I'm waiting for a call from the good brother Earl that called the show before. Dude got the lifer that called the show last time. And I really want to just give him a chance because last time he called, a lot of people was in my DM. They wanted me to get Earl back on the show. A lot of people wanted to hear what he got to say. And as an inmate that been in prison for over 2 decades, I'm quite sure Earl probably got a lot to say. I'm quite sure he got some story to tell, you know. And it's 8 o'clock right now. He should be calling any minute now because I spoke to him last night and told him that I needed him to call today. If by some chance he don't call today, then we'll have to change our show up. I want to do a show on prison violence because it's a lot of that going on in there too, and I don't see enough with my own 2 eyes that I got my own story to tell. You know, I got plenty shows that I'm gonna do. You know, I'm gonna start pulling some of these dudes in this halfway house that I'm in and asking them to give their story, you know, because everybody here has a story to tell. I'm going to give them another minute or so, another couple seconds or so. It's 8:05. I remember I was in MacDougal, so I know how the wrecks run. Sometimes they let them dudes out late. That's the thing, like, you in prison, you really under their control. Like, they might not even let them out. Like, it's to the CO's discretion whether they want to let you out for rec or not. So, unfortunately, you might be waiting for somebody that can't even come out and get to the phone. And then they used to do a lot of bullshit. Like, I remember sometimes, right now, it's 8 o'clock, rec's supposed to be from 8 to 9:45. And what they would do is they'll let you out around, knowing that rec is over at 9:45, they'll let you out around 9:15, 9:20. And what's good, bro? And that shit causes all types of motherfucking catastrophes because you got 20 minutes, 25 minutes. There's only 1, 2, 3. There's only 6 phones. So you got a tier with about 80 dudes. Everybody want to use the phone. And 80 dudes, 6 phones. 6 phones and 6 showers. You got 25 minutes. I don't see whole fights break out over that shit. And the officers know that. And it don't be, you can look out your window and see other blocks at wreck. So it ain't like they'll tell you it's a lockdown, but if it's a lockdown, then the whole facility's on lock. But when my block is on lock because of a certain officer that has maybe a certain grudge against one of the inmates and he's making everybody pay, that's not right. And you can't tell me the facility's on lockdown when I look outside and I see the other blocks in the rec yard going back and forth. If it's lockdown and there's no movement. So yeah, it's looking like we not gonna really get to hear from the good brother tonight. But just prison, you know. That's how prison is. Hold up, what's this? Not Earl. Anyway, my heart goes out to them dudes in there, man. Because for dudes like him, I dude got 46 years. This is his life, you know what I mean? At least, like me, with my 12 years, I had 12 fucking years. But in the back of my mind, I always felt like, all right, well, I can't wait till this shit is over. It's fucked up when you're in a predicament where you in there for 46 years. Your life may be over before this shit is over. And my mom said some real shit to me one day. She said, I called her, and I don't know what I said, but I was basically taking the time that I had lightly because I had allowed myself to get comfortable in prison. So I said something like, oh, just do this little bit of time and I'll be back home. It ain't nothing. And she said, it is something, Wes, especially when you got kids and responsibilities and you was doing shit out there. Life goes on. She said, what they taking from you, you will never get back again. So I went to jail April 1st, 2014. I'll never forget the day. 5 o'clock in the morning, they kicked my door in. April 1st, and it wasn't no April Fool's joke. And December 25th, Christmas, is when me and my mom had this conversation, and she said, December 25th of 2014 was, you never gonna get that back. They took that from you. And this ain't the only one they taking, you know? And that's what really opened my mind and say, because in life, we don't go backwards. Like, you only get older, you know? So I went to jail. I think I've had gray hairs since I was maybe in my 20s. But I went to jail and I came home with a whole lot more than I went to jail with, you know? So, and I only had 12. When you take that and you look at a dude that got 46 years, this dude gonna be a senior citizen when he come home. They took his whole life from him. So when you apply that phrase that she said about how you ain't gonna get another December 25th, 2014, it's 46 of those that he lost. And wait till y'all start hearing from a lot of the other brothers in there, like my homie Black. Black been down about 27 years. My homie Swole Up been down about same time as Black, 27 years. My homie Jay, all these dudes is in McDougal. That's basically a level 4 life is prison. Jay been down about 25, 26, 27. I don't know. All these dudes been, and matter of fact, now that I think about it, I've been out of there for. These dudes been down about damn near 30 now, because I ain't seen these dudes in about 2-3 years. Because my level dropped, and I had ended up going to a medium. Like I said, I only had 12 years. The way the state of Connecticut works, after you do 35% of your time, your level drops. So, apologize for tonight's show. Tonight's show is really all over the place because I really had set it up so that we could speak to the good brother Earl. And unfortunately in prison, nothing can be predicted, you know? And it's crazy because everything is routine in prison. And that's what makes the unexpected so unexpected. Hold up. This is him right here.
Correctional institution. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse charges, press 2. If you would like to permanently block your number, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Yo, E.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's going on, E? Yo,
What's up?
we doing another we back on CT's RPT. I was just telling the people, you know, because I've been waiting for, I know I've been waiting for you since 8 o'clock. I thought that something had happened with the jail and we wasn't going to be able to hear from you tonight. So I was just about to wrap this show up right before you called. So yeah. The last time you called, there was a lot of people in my DM that said they wanted to hear more of what you had to say. You know what I mean? They wanted to hear more of your story. So first off, I want you to just remind everybody of your charges, your sentence, and how long you've been down.
My charges is conspiracy to murder. I've been down 22 years, going on 23.
How long was you sentenced to?
46 years.
46 years. So, let the people know, how did you get in this predicament to where you were sentenced to 46 years, Earl? Let's start from the beginning.
I'm gonna explain to everybody about what happened with me. I think they need to know what it was I went through to get here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all I want to do is tell them, raw and uncut. I'm not gonna leave nothing out. This is gonna be a first for you, because this is the first time you're gonna hear it.
Oh, this is exclusive for me too.
Yeah, for you too. It's the first time that I just decided to share, because I haven't done this with anybody.
All right, well, that's dope because, like I told you, I lived in the cell with this man for a whole year, so this is even the first time I'm getting this. All right, so go ahead. The floor is yours, E.
Huh?
I said the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Alright. I was at the age of 20. I was running the street. I had really nobody that I could look up to that was my age. Everybody else was younger than me. But I started running the streets with no direction. Nobody, I thought they didn't have any kind of like answers for what I was going through. So I just decided to do what I was doing, which I was out there smoking crack cocaine. At 20 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't have friends or people that I could go to or call on and that would talk me out of that. There were people I was around, they encouraged me to do that. So I started running the street, getting high, hanging around the wrong people, and I wasn't trying to hear anything. Not at that age. I wasn't trying to hear anybody. I thought what I was doing was right.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting 46 years because I had a co-defendant. Me and him went to his people's house, and he ended up killing his own people.
Wow.
He ended up killing his own people. So with me being there, so now I'm accessory to murder because I knew about this. This is what got me in this situation, and I'm only speaking because I want people to hear this, and I want people to understand that that ain't no joke. You know what I thought I was living? I thought I was living by the code of the streets. That's a joke. Because I found out there is no code of the streets. Wow. You're on your own.
Yeah.
And when you're in here, you're forgot about. People out there, they got lives. They're not thinking about me. They ain't thinking about anybody that's in here. But people in here, they're going through it, including me. I've been going through it. I got try to reach out to me because mail, that goes a long way. Even if you writing somebody, even if you're writing saying like so and so died or this person died or whatever, at least I'm being informed and I know. Even if you don't want to talk to me, that's fine.
Yeah.
I get it. You know. But just dealing with that, and then in the streets and the drugs, and then to come from the streets into jail and try to break the drug habit, that was hard. That wasn't nothing easy.
Yeah.
That was another thing in itself that you gotta fight. You gotta fight them demons, and then you gotta fight the people in here, the DOC.
Wow.
So it's a no-win situation. It's either you get medicated or you just wild out and do some dumb stuff, and then you go to the box and they have to go through all this bullshit in here. Yeah. But they give you no choice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was out there running that street, man, and people that are listening, some of them can relate to what I'm saying. Because when you're caught out there in those streets, there's no turning back. You know, sometimes there's nobody out there to just grab you by the hand or grab you and say, "Look, man, you're going the wrong way." I didn't have any of that at my journey. I had to learn for myself. So now I'm in here. I've been doing this by myself for 20-something years, and people are like, "Yo, man, you walk around here like you get ready to go home next week or something." I'm like, man, I refuse to let this place get me like that. But when you don't have people that love you, or you don't get that kind of the letters or mail, that goes a long way in here.
Yeah.
Every day I'll be looking for mail for somebody to slide something to my door. I don't care if it's a bill, at least it's something.
That's crazy, yo. Hey, yo.
But you know, that's all in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Hey, yo. Do you think that is there anything that you wish you could have done differently?
Yeah, I wish I could have did a lot of things different. But I mean, if I could go back now and change, I wouldn't be running the streets. I'll be talking to kids to keep them off the street. Just because this is a learning experience for me.
Yeah.
That's the longest I ever got. I ain't been in jail this long before. So it took some adapting, you know?
Yeah, man. I'm glad I got you on the show, man. For somebody, give us, for somebody that's been sentenced to 46 years, what do you look forward to in there?
I look forward to mail. Mail for me goes a long way. And when you don't have nobody, for the time that I've been in, corresponding with you, that kind of makes me even worse. Because I feel I have no love. I have nobody out there to love me, and I know there's nobody out there that cares about me. And I'm speaking for other people that's in here too. And people that's been here, they know what it's like when you don't have family members. Whether you burn bridges or not, your family should still be here. That is a bunch of crap when everybody's gonna turn their back because either you didn't do what they thought you was gonna do or grow up to be the person that they thought you was gonna be. This is my life at the end of the day. So I didn't turn out to be the person that they wanted me to be. I turned out to be somebody else.